My friends are so nice. One of them sent me this big box of spare yarn that they have, and I don't know if they want to be named on camera, but they know who they are, so thank you so much. And the other one sent me some stuff that I bought from their Etsy shop in this really cool package. And the person I'm talking about is Winter Nightmare, or the Crafty Silent Lamb. I can't remember if that's the name of their Etsy shop as well, but I will link their shop as well as Ribbler, which is a site for crochet and other fiber craft patterns, and I'll also link their coffee. Not to go into too much detail, but they're just in a rough spot right now, and so if you happen to have a few spare dollars and want to buy something from them, that would mean a lot to me. So just thought I'd put that out there. So yeah, speaking of, we're going to open this one first. I love the little package. Like, it's black, and then I guess this is washi tape, perhaps. It is black with little spooky scenes on it, like ghosts and crosses and stuff. I didn't notice how the ghosts have really funny expressions. I just spent like 5 minutes trying to... Was my fly on camera just now? Oh my god. That's embarrassing. Please ignore the fruit flies. We're having a problem. Anyway, the ghosts are really funny. They're just like... The way to do this that preserves the washi tape would be to use scissors. First I was like, oh wow, black tissue paper, that's awesome. And then I turned it around and saw this. Can we focus? Like, how cute is that? The silver bat, and it says thank you, and has a skull sticker with a rose. I'm going to carefully cut this so we preserve that. First of all, little stickers. Does this work? I always see other people doing this. Well, not sure if it worked, but I'll try one more time. But the other thing that I love, and I actually saw this on the reel of Winter packing this on that they shared on Insta. These little confetti, purple and how do I show you there? Okay, here, there. The purple and black confetti bats, which I will cherish as long as I don't lose them. Might scatter them on one of my witchy altars. Pretty sure my patron god would love that, which is a compliment. Anything that I think is good enough to put on his altar. The tag is really pretty, the Crafty Silent Lamb. So it does say @ so that might be the Instagram tag, but I think it is also their shop name. So anyway, this is a friendship bracelet. The purple and black graveyard scene with the moon. Very spooky. And this is this is my favorite thing. Stitch markers. These skeletons in the lotus pose. You might know that I have a crush on Mr. Skeleton from Jade the Libra's channel. And I'm not really joking. I mean, not to be weird about it, but just like, I do think he's delightful. So I saw these and I was just like, yes, it's Mr. Skeleton doing yoga. Might or might not have anything to do with the fact that my patron god sometimes shows up as a skeleton for me. So I'm the equivalent of like a pagan monk or nun. I mean, a monk or a nun, like, but in paganism, and like there's a vows of sacred marriage to a deity component of that. So anything that reminds me of my beloved patron god, my my dear patron god, that's spelled with 2 E's, is also a win in my book. No, Winter, thank you. I also thought it was funny just seeing the on the outside of the package, since this was coming to me from Canada and I live in the US. You have to give a short description for customs, and I just thought it was kind of funny seeing 2 crochet stitch marker, 1 Halloween friendship brack. The rest of the word bracelet was cut off, but I don't know why it's funny. It was just kind of funny to imagine, just, you know, customs or the post office is such a bureaucratic, dry seeming thing, and then there's just this fun little gothy package coming through. So where am I putting these right now? I think I'll put them over here. I have limited space in my Gothic grotto. Luckily, I'm going to be moving soon. The other package is stopping the door from opening fully, so let me see if I can put this in here. This is where I keep all my other special cards from people, and it is also on one of my altars. Not the one for Gwyn, but a different one. I love when people do this, the like spiral design of the boxes, which is really hard to do, but it looks so cool. So I hate to cut into it, but that's the point. You probably know this if you're here, but I'm Thorn, by the way. I use he, him, his. Just realized I forgot to introduce myself. I have no idea what yarn is in here, and I'm super excited to find out. It's like a mystery box. I've never had one of those, but I see them on TV, on YouTube. I could make a whole nother pumpkin moonlight shirt. There's so much orange yarn. Wow. Like, we could have this for the accent. No, wait. Oh, there's 2 different colors. So we could have different accent darker orange colors, and then the main ones might have to do it a bit patchwork like my first one was, but that's fine. I'll take all the yarn out, and then I'll put the box away, and I'll bring the yarn back up, and it will individually go through it. How does that sound? Ooh, some nice gray black. This is beautiful. I love the sparkles and the silvery gray color. Definitely not something I would be able to use for anything that would go against my skin because it's very rough. I could see myself making a nice little bag out of it, especially since I've gotten into null binding recently, and I could like see if I could null bind with this. And even if it's not wool, I think each strand is thin enough that I can do the thing I'm planning to do with my other thin yarn and just treat it as if it's 2 strands of cordage and wind them together, and then I can just make more cordage without having a really obvious joining place. Because the thing about null binding is that you cannot do it in one continuous skein. You have to cut off lengths, kind of like sewing thread. This is a really awesome green. It's not quite as turquoise as it looks on camera, more foresty, but yeah, I love how it's slightly variegated. No, tonal is the word. I love tonal yarn. This is the first time I've really had a yarn that I would call tonal. I don't know if this is hand dyed, and I don't know if non-hand dyed yarn counts as tonal, but it definitely has that look. Ooh, Knit Picks. Don't think I've had any of that brand before. More green in different colors. And more green. This is more turquoise. Oh my god. Quality yak fibers? Bijou spun? Roslyn? Quality yak fibers and yarns. 90% cotton, 10% cashmere. So does that mean it's partially yak? I mean, even just the cotton and cashmere is awesome, but I'm like, wow, this is really fancy yarn. So I'm really happy to have it. Wow. I'm not sure what I can do. I mean, since it's thin yarn, this is more than it looks like. And it's not like I'm like, well, why didn't you send me 3 skeins? But I'm just like, I'm trying to think of something that I could do with it, just with the amount I have, because I want it to be something nice that will just take this amount of yarn. If you have any ideas, let me know. And this is adorable. It's a marker lid, I think. There's no marker in the box. And it's adorable because I know this friend has a young child. I can easily picture this child somehow making a marker lid end up in the box. So please tell your child that I am very happy to have this. Oh, this card is really pretty. I won't show the name, but there is in fact yellow marker on the inside of the card, so I was right. That's so cute. This child can't write yet, so I like to think that that's how she was sending me, that was her mark on the card. So the front of the card is really pretty. It has a very fey, magical vibe, and just, you know, since I'm dedicated and married to a fairy king, I'm like, and the marker and, well, the marker lid and the card go in my drawer, shelf, yeah, cupboard. So what do we have here? As we already established, this is really cool. That's all I have to say about it. I think I'll put this yarn in my auxiliary yarn basket for yarn I'm not using right away, but, you know, which is still important. This yarn is really soft. It does not have a label, so I can't tell you what it is, but it looks like about worsted weight. It is very soft. It has that acrylic softness, I would guess. This one's skeined a bit more tightly than this Furl's Wander yarn, but it feels very similar, if that tells you anything. And this is the Furl's Wander acrylic. Slightly embarrassed because this one does in fact have a label, and I would not mind if like they didn't have labels. I'm just happy to get yarn. So this is Cascade Yarns Pima Tencel, made in Peru. 50% Pima cotton, 50% Tencel. 50 grams and 109 yards. Needle size, 5 stitches per inch. That's not a needle size, that's a gauge. But I do think it's about a 4, possibly a 3. That's my guess. Here's another skein of loose and also labeled yarn. This is Knit Picks Crayon. It's really hard for me to figure out how to say crayon sometimes. For most of my life, I just kind of gave up and said crown. Anyway, this is 100% Pima cotton, purple. That's the colorway. 50 grams, 128 yards. The gauge, again, they don't tell you. No, wait. The needle size is 5 to 6, and I'm guessing a crochet hook would be similar. It is machine washable, I think I said that. Also made in Peru, so that's cool. So all of this yarn, it's not only all purple, but it's all kind of made in Peru, except we don't know about this one, but I'm loving it because it is, wait, there is a tag. Oh my god, silk singles. Sorry, I'm taken. 186 yards silk singles, according to this tag. And it looks like, ooh, cool. It has some of that thick and thin, I forget what that's called, but that's cool. And it's not quite as blue as it looks here. Like, it's this deep witchy purple. It has a lot more red in it. It looks like it's smaller than worsted. I don't know how small exactly, and of course it changes from spot to spot, but I will have a lot of fun working with this. I've been getting into plant fibers recently. Like, I do, it's not that I'm turning up my nose at acrylic. I still love, I still love acrylic, but I just want to go pick some nettle and harvest the bast fibers and turn it into my own yarn. It's that Paleolithic urge. Also, plant fibers are nice for in the summer when you live in a really hot climate. So these will be useful for my summer wardrobe. I had no idea what I was going to get, but I'm like stunned by how much good stuff this friend sent me for free because they wanted to clear it out. Thank you. I'm putting this in my cupboard, which is also a yarn closet, and certain yarns go in there. Consider it a compliment that this yarn needs to go in this special closet. Someday I will live in a space where I can have all my yarns in this special closet. And now the thing that probably wants to be a pumpkin moonlight shirt, a third one. Oh my god. Oh, and this is nice because it's cotton. I'll tell you the details in a minute, but this will be good for that summer wardrobe I'm building where I can have clothes that I want to wear and don't make my skin want to fall off because I have really sensitive skin. Knit Picks Shine Worsted. Traveling the world to bring you affordable knitting. Nice. I don't knit. Affordable crochet is nice too. 60% Pima cotton, 40% modal. I don't know what that means, but that's cool. Terracotta, I think that must be the color name. This is like a terracotta color, right? If I'm remembering correctly what terracotta is. 50 grams, 75 yards. The needle size they're recommending is 6 to 9. Trying to refrain from saying nice, but it's a very nice yarn, yes. Anyway, it is machine washable and made in Peru. Yeah, that's about it. I have 6 partial skeins of it. Wow. May your blessed powers smile on you, friend, because mine certainly have. Ooh, this feels like wool. Maybe. And again, I would have to use this for something that isn't against my skin, but I do have a vest I'm working on designing, which is kind of a doublet. Renaissance doublet looking vest. Ooh. This one is definitely... Ooh. These two are different, I think. They look almost the same, but this one is less tightly wound and... They're much more orange than they're looking. Like, they look really golden in the light. I think it's because of my ring light is set to a warm color. Otherwise, my face looks really washed out. But yeah, these are cool. Country 8 ply. Oh my god. 100% pure wool. That's fancy. And it's relatively soft, which, I mean, any amount of wool I probably can't wear against my skin because just sensory issues, but it's still really nice. So this is the Cleckheaton brand. I don't know if I'm saying that right. 50G net at standard condition. And that's a small G. It's not 50 large G's. That's a physics joke. Large G is the constant for gravity, and like 1G is equivalent to Earth's gravity, I think. Anyway, so 50 grams. And there's a sheep, 2 sheep on the skein, which is on the label, which is nice. And again, I cannot get it to focus. Look at the sheep. Camera. I take sheep very seriously. So, ooh, 95 meters? Is that what that means? I guess it makes sense. The yarn would be measured in meters. Just for a moment, I was like, that's a lot of meters. Ooh, quality Australian, pure new wool, machine washable, gentle machine wash in approved detergent. I'll have to investigate what the approved detergent is. Do not bleach. Yeah, no. Oh, it's a DK weight, UK 8, US 6. Those are the size of the knitting needles. Oh, this is fun. Average ball quantity for women's size 12 jumper. And of course, jumper as in sweater, 15 balls. Just so you know how much this you would need for a sweater quantity, as they say. I've heard that crochet takes more yarn than knitting, which is, it's a small price to pay for how much I love this craft. It's a fun bonus if you knit. I'm gonna have to label this a vlog as well as an unboxing because I feel like long videos do better. Long talky videos do better with that. And I love doing long talky videos, like both as a presenter, YouTuber, what's the word, and as an audience member. Just want to settle in with my crochet and my coffee. Oh, speaking of, I haven't drunk any of this yet, but I did make some Death Wish coffee earlier. Yeah. Oh hey, a lot of that yarn from earlier almost matches my hair. All the loose greens first. They don't have any labels, so I'm just gonna show them one more time and we can admire how pretty they are. I was wondering if this one was the same as this one, but it feels a little bit different. Looks like a similar weight, but they have a different feeling. So I think it's different bases, is that what they're called? Like different types of yarn. Although this one might be the same as the witchy purple. Like it feels and looks kind of similar. I don't know what this is, but it looks like worsted acrylic, which is cool. I will be treating all these yarns as to be handled with utmost care until I find out otherwise. Just not to take any chances. Don't know if you can hear the owls outside, but it's pretty cool. Especially since one of the owl is one of the animals associated with my patron god. There's a line of Welsh poetry by, is it Daffyd ap Gwilym? I'm not sure. Translated, it's something like, the owl, she is the bird of Gwyn ap Nudd. And this is not seen as a good thing in his view, but as a devotee of said Gwyn, I'm like, yes, the owl, she's his bird, me too. I'll try to link a website that has the full text of his poems in English and Welsh. I think there's at least one website that has that. So, more green yarn. Oh, cool. My friend put the info on the label, so it's Merc cotton. I'll have to ask them what that means. 420 yards, size 845 stitches. All right, 45 stitches per inch. Okay. Oh, cool. This is so pretty. Again, it's a little bit more gray-green than it's looking. Like it's looking very blue here. Like just look how luminous the blue of the label is. It's actually more of a navy, so, or royal blue, kind of Prussian blue. I'm not sure. This feels like a plant fiber. It's just really like there's a lot of oomph in a good way. I'm not sure how to describe it, but it's got body. Trying to hurry a bit so I don't make this too long, but thank you for hanging out nonetheless. And I think this is our last package of yarn, gray and black one. Oh cool, this has another little tag about what it is. 354 yards. I don't know if that's lamb roving or something else, but in any case, it does look like wool. So that's cool. This looks like fancy wool. I'm almost scared to handle it. It's really, I mean, for wool it's relatively soft, and it just looks, it feels like it would almost melt away in my hands. I'm sure it's more sturdy than that, but it's like, whoa. Whoa. Lamb's Pride, that's a cute name. Lamb's Pride bulky. 85% wool, 15% mohair. Ooh, it's really soft. Net weight 113 grams, approximately 125 yards per skein. Needle size 10.5. Spun and dyed by Brown Sheep Company. And it says hand wash and lay flat to dry. Definitely want to use this for something good and gothy. I think this is called eyelash yarn, right? It's very soft. Eyelash yarn is can be challenging to work with, but it's cool. Whoa. 33% wool, 67% nylon. Wow. And it's so silky. Like, I didn't know wool could be like this. I mean, I'm joking, but also like, I'm serious. The company is FFF over. And I like their tagline, one yarn, 1,000 sensations. Especially for eyelash yarn, because it like tickles you in 1,000 ways. Do we have care info? Oh, they have cryptic symbols about what you can and can't do. Thanks. The only thing I'm sure of is that you can wash, I think, cold, and you can't dry it. You can iron, apparently. And I think the needles are 10.5, but there's a comma in between 10 and 5, so I'm not sure if that's just a typo or a different way of writing a decimal. In any case, that's that. We have more of the same one and more. I could make like a really fuzzy area rug. I mean, I want something that can stand the amount of washing that whatever that thing is would probably need, and not hurt this yarn, but this would be a really nice rug though. Whoa. This is like a very fuzzy, loosely spun type of wool looking yarn. That's cool. And it's black, you know. I'm always here for black yarn. I feel so rich. Check out my yarn, right? I'm so happy that this person knew that they could send this yarn to me, who would give it a good home and like really appreciate the bounty that this yarn represents and how fancy it is. So I am very happy. Just adjusting the picture so Banros, my goat, can be in the picture a bit more. And not sure if you've noticed, oh yeah, she's behind my head, but see that red and pink bit of crochet lace behind me? Those are the bonnet and cloak that my sheep wears. I may introduce her sometime, but she was the first stuffed animal I had in my adult life, and just kind of grew from there. I think that's all. Thank you for hanging out in my Gothic grotto. Tune in next time for more gothy, witchy crochet adventures. Bye.
Baby, won't you love by the name Vicaro? Dance the world's delight, thrice beloved song.